Hi everyone, Happy New Year. Question I often get while I'm out guiding safaris or building safaris with you lovely people is something along the lines of what's the coolest thing you've ever seen? And it's a tricky one to answer because without being too big for my boots, I've been lucky enough to see a lot of cool stuff out on safari, but seeing that I'm walking around on a miserable day in the middle of January in Scotland and feeling like I could really do with some sunshine. I'm gonna indulge you in last year, this time, January, when I was on safari with some very good friends of mine, and we saw something pretty, well, as I said at the time, effing special. I don't know, can you say that on YouTube? I don't know. Anyway, I just did. Yeah, and basically never happens. So we were in our first stop of our safari actually in Tarangire National Park, which is in northern Tanzania, and I think maybe even the second day actually, very early on, having a wonderful time. Tarangire at that time of the year, one of those places where people say you shouldn't go. Because it's the wet season or the green season and all the animals, there's no animals around and it's full of bugs and it's generally horrible, which is total rubbish. It is full of bugs and insects, but in a wonderful way. The place is absolutely teeming with life, profusion of birds, and all the trees like the baobabs are full of leaf, and there's so much wildlife and elephants, and it's an absolute cacophony and just wonderful at that time of the year. Okay, there's a few tsetse flies and it is a little warm and a little sweaty, but hey, it is the wet season. Anyway, coming back from Silali Swamp, had a wonderful morning. We even saw some oryx, I think, that morning. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys out there who were there. Which is very special, and we're coming quite near back to camp, Kuro camp. It's a nomad camp we work with a lot, and I could see the water truck behind me start flashing their lights at us. So okay, what's going on here? Maybe we dropped something out the back of the truck or something. Anyway, there's a little chat away in Swahili, and turns out there's a cheetah not far behind us. They've just seen crossing open area, so like, great, we'll just double back and see what we can do. And we saw this cheetah, turned out to be a female, just crossing open area a little bit far from the road, but she was coming towards the other road we were on, so we just thought, okay, let's sit tight and wait. And this cheetah's coming, we can see her a little bit far away. Beautiful cheetah. This is the middle of the day, mind, by now, it's probably midday. And yeah, just looking really special, slowly making her way across the open area. And then she kind of goes down towards a sort of drainage line that's there as you come into Kuro camp, and there's some impala there on the other side, more in kind of the denser, lusher vegetation under the trees along the drainage line, or koronga as you call it in Swahili. And we thought, okay, maybe something happening here. And all of a sudden she changed her posture. As you know, maybe you've seen wildlife documentary, or you've been lucky enough to see this for yourself, or if you just watch your cat at home when you know, it's chasing a mouse or a ball or whatever. The posture change is very quick but very noticeable, and she all of a sudden just started using the shade of trees and lowered her posture in that really fantastic way that big cats do. And we thought, okay, could be something here, but as you know, often you can see this on safari and it comes to nothing a lot of the time with lions, because they're always bluffing or making a hash of it. And these impala are a little bit kind of unawares, because they're, as I said, a little bit down. Cheetah was a little bit up and we're right in the middle, and she started using her kind of elevation looking like this, and she could see you know, where the impala are, using what little wind there was a little bit, and then next thing you know, she's off. And it all happened, as it always does, in an absolute instant. And the impalas, maybe 20-30 impalas, just a small group of females, woof, just vanished all directions. And they went into this long grass, a bit like Jurassic Park, and she's following, and all you could see is just flattening grass and lots of impala snorting and quite a bit of commotion. And I thought, okay, she's blown it, because these impalas are super smart, super quick, and it's very hard to get one. And then there was a little moment of kind of quiet, and everyone was looking around trying to spot her, and she'd gone into this kind of thick stuff. And then next thing you could hear something coming, and something coming, and a small impala, probably just a few months old, was maybe born at the beginning of the dry season, coming, and the cheetah's right on her. And this poor thing zigzag almost into the front of the vehicle. I'm talking right in front of us now, and cheetah nailed it right in front, and I mean almost on the bonnet of the vehicle, and caught this impala, dispatched it very quickly. You'd be amazed how quick it is. And just like that, she was off under a tree into the shade, dragging the impala with her. And it was so quick, you can't believe it. But as I was letting out a flurry of expletives to my guests at the time, you know, it was tricky because it was the second day of the safari, so they're thinking we're going to see this every day. A lot of you out there have been doing this for years and years will know you never see that. It never happens. There's a reason why these wildlife cameramen, they wait for weeks and months for something like that to happen. And if it does, it might be way over there on the other side of the open area. But I'm telling you, this thing was right on the bonnet. The short of the video is here on YouTube if you want to check it out. It was on my phone, so it's not the best ever, but that was pretty unbelievable and just epic to see an animal like a cheetah working up close like that, how she could stalk the prey and how quick she can move. A lot of people assume, obviously, with cheetah that they're just very fast in a straight line, which is true, but people don't understand that they're very quick turning, not for very long, they can't keep it up, but they can hunt very well in quite thick, kind of shrubby thicket areas. And it was, yeah, just incredible to see how she uses her tail, how low to the ground she was, and when they tackle the prey, how quickly it's dispatched. It's really incredible to see. And then not only that, we then realized that we were pretty much in camp, so we ducked back into camp to grab a soda and came back out and watched her enjoy her lunch. And yeah, I'd say that's up there with the things that I've seen this time last year. So it's January now. If you're thinking about that for next year, or you're thinking about the summer, be in touch.